So now let's turn to the user interface prototyping area of the syllabus in the BCS Foundation Certificate and User Experience. And user interface prototyping is absolutely critical. When you're putting your interfaces together, you need to make sure that you develop prototypes, put them in front of users. And part of that is being able to choose between different types of prototype. For example, paper and electronic. You need to be able to recall the strengths and weaknesses of each type of prototyping tool as well, because you also need to be aware that these prototypes can take various forms from paper to electronic, and really what the purpose of a prototype is about supporting validated learning by asking and answering design questions. So you should also be able to recognize the appropriate type of prototype for the phase of design that you're in. It may well be that an electronic prototype is most appropriate in the phase that you're in, or it could be a paper prototype. You should be able to describe the differences between prototypes and sketches. So what are those differences? When would you use one rather than the other? And also recognize the importance of identifying multiple different design solutions before jumping to a specific design solution. You should also be able to practically be able to sketch a paper prototype as well. You should know how you can put those kind of things together. So let's have a look at the kind of question you might be asked in this area of the syllabus. This is a good example of that point I made earlier about knowing what's the appropriate prototype to use, or depending on which design phase that you're in. You're working with a design team who are creating a new method of contactless payment using a digital watch. You've carried out site visits, analysed the data, and now need to create a prototype to test with users. Which design approach would offer most value? So when you've answered that question, let's move on to the final area of the BCS Foundation Certificate, which is usability evaluation.